Hello, this is my first Narrated battle against my friend Marky. I hope you enjoy it as much I did while I was playing it. Well, let's do a start. Okay. So he starts with Electabuzz and I start with Electrode. I try with Thunder Wave, but he switches into Graveler and Thunder Wave doesn't affect him. So I switch into Sandlash. He uses me Body Slam and he gets critical hit. I go with Substitute. He switches out into Shangela. I put my substitute and I went for Swords Dance. He uses Mega Drain, which makes a lot of damage to my Sandlash. I go with Body Slam trying to paralyze him, and yeah, Tangela gets paralyzed. He put my Pokémon to sleep. So he's asleep and he cannot attack. He uses me Mega Drain and miraculously Sandla survives it. He uses me Mega Drain again and Sandlash goes down. Okay. So I went with my Rapidash. I go with Agility. Agility and Fire Spin are a good set. I go with Fire Spin, trying to make the most damage as possible. The Fire Steam damage continues. But unfortunately this time it doesn't work. So he uses me Sharp, which makes me a lot of damage. So I went with Tangela. He uses me Blizzard, which makes me a lot of damage, but Tangela was a tank in the first generation, so he was able to survive to his attack. He switches out and he sends out his Tangela too. Okay, Mega Drain didn't work. I send out my Rapidash again. His Tangela is fully paralyzed. I go with Body Slam, predicting a switch. And he switches out into his Omestar. I use Body Slam and he gets paralyzed. This time I switch into my Electrode. He is fully paralyzed. I go with Thunderbolt, but he predicts me and he switches out into his Graveler and Thunder Wave doesn't affect to him. So I had to make a switch and I sent out my Tangela. He uses me Body Slam and I try to hit him with a Hyper Beam, predicting a switch, and his Tangela can afford it. His Tangela uses me Body Slam and my Tangela gets paralyzed, which is really bad. He uses me Body Slam and I go with a Hyper Beam. So he uses me Mega Drain, trying to get some of my health. I send out my Golduck. I go with Amnesia, trying to upload my special stat. I go, well, I didn't know what I should do, but finally I went with Ice Beam. I don't know why I haven't got a Blazer to my Golduck, but anyways, I put him Ice Beam instead, and that was it. He uses me Thunder, and yeah, it didn't miss. So I go with Ice Beam again, and he survives it. He uses me Thunder, but he failed, and I will finish him with Ice Beam. So we are waiting for his next Pokemon. He sends out his Graveler. I go with Surf, and he goes with Explosion, which takes my Golduck down. And he goes down too, as you can see it. He sent out his Tangela, and as I knew about it, I sent out my Rapidash. He switches out into his Omester, and I go with Body Slam. I will go with Fire Spin set again, trying to make some damage to his Omastar, as I can't do another thing. But unfortunately, my first spin fails again. I didn't got luck in this time. I go with Within, and I go with the Thunderbolt, trying to make a lot of damage to his Omastar, but he predicts me and he switches out. So we're waiting for him, and he switches out his Gastly. I use Thunderbolt trying to paralyze him, but not. It didn't paralyze him. So I had to switch out into my Electrode. He uses me Psychic, and I know that Electrode can resist it. I go with Thunderbolt again, trying to paralyze his Gastly with his high speed. I go with Thunderbolt, but it doesn't make any effect to Tangela. So I reach out into my Within. He uses me Body Slam, and unfortunately he paralyzes my Within. But anyways, Within speed isn't good, so it doesn't mate. He sent out his Gastly again, and I switch again to my Electrode, and again he used me Psychic. I switch again, predicting his switch, and yeah, he switches out into his Tangela. I go with Fire Blast, but unfortunately this time he isn't going to send me his Gastly. He sent me his Charizard, and Fire Blast didn't burn him, so it was fucking bad to me. I go with Thunderbolt. He uses me Earthquake, but the high defense of my Pokemon makes that I could survive it. I go with Thunderbolt, trying to paralyze his Charizard, and as I couldn't do it, I went with Explosion, but he kills me with his air quest. I go with my last Pokemon, I go with Thunder Wave, trying to paralyze his Charizard. That was my last chance to do something, and I went with Thunderbolt and I took his Charizard down. So he sends me out his Ghastly. I go with Thunder Wave again, trying to paralyze him, and yeah, it gets paralyzed, but he finishes the game using Explosion, which takes my Electric down. Okay guys, this was all. I hope you have enjoyed it.